just to be the podcast next to you.
Ooh.
Was that good? I don't know. That was nice. That was a
The
nice.
Tin Pan Podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Are you eating candy for breakfast
It's-
in the mic?
Yeah. It's just, it's okay though, because it's just a Swedish fish. That's not technically candy. It's health food.
Okay. Well, why don't you chew a little louder?
I wasn't, I was chewing away from it. Here, I'm just going to suck on it. There we go. Is that better?
Oh, boy. Welcome to the Tin Pan Podcast, everybody.
Hey, what's your name?
This is Chick on Flick.
Hey, Chick on Flick. I'm Jared. How you doing?
I do have a real name.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm hiding my identity from now on.
Are you really? Yeah, because we've gotten a lot. I don't know if anybody knows this, but we've gotten a lot of really bad stalkers. We have such a large listener base for this podcast that things have been getting pretty intense. Like people waiting outside the theater after we're done recording. You know.
To get our autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mostly just want to touch my nipples, which I didn't like. That's really specific. I don't know what about the podcast.
How many DVDs have you signed in the past couple weeks?
Like at least 300.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And it's funny, the director of the last Blockbuster movie, he, moved away from town recently, and before he left, he was like, "Hey, I want to meet you at the park and like have a nice goodbye." And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So I meet him at the park, and I meet him over at a bench, and I look over at the bench, and there's like 150 copies of the last Blockbuster poster, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "Oh, I wanted you to sign all of these posters." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why I'm here. It's not to say goodbye to me. It's to sign 150 posters for you to take with you when you move away."
Wow.
I see how it is.
Yeah, he really conned you there.
Yeah, super. But it's so funny. Like, it's still worth it being like, "Oh, okay, pull that one away. I've signed it now."
Yeah. Do you think you'll still be friends?
Definitely.
Okay.
With Taylor?
Yeah.
With Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
He's a great guy.
Is he going to make more movies?
Yeah. Gonna get deep in that Eugene film scene, and I think he's already making something else right now. I don't know what it's about, but he's been posting photos of it, and it looks really pretty.
Well, today we are talking about returning to the movie theater, the brick and mortar movie theater.
Yeah,
not a drive-in.
Nope.
Not an alley.
Yeah.
Not a park.
Nope.
Brick and mortar. A actual building.
Yep.
With air conditioning, seats, popcorn, and a screen.
And having to breathe in other people's mouths.
Yeah. What is it like? Let's talk about what we've seen here and what we've experienced
elsewhere.
Other places.
Yeah, okay.
So, did you go see F9 at Regal?
I did.
Okay.
I got really drunk for that, and then I was really sober for one too. So I've been to Regal twice. Once drunk, once sober.
Okay, so let's talk about the sober one.
So that would have been. Oh, I saw. It wasn't very good. I saw The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Okay.
With
Ryan Reynolds.
With Ryan Reynolds and Sam Jackson.
Okay.
And Salma.
Hayek, yeah.
It was pretty entertaining, but it was dead. Like there wasn't very many people.
What time was it?
Like around 7. And I think it was on on a Wednesday. It wasn't like a big busy day. But I've also when I went to Fast 9, that was at the first showing on Thursday night. So kind of like Regal's version of the midnight show. And there was like 10 people in there. It was dead.
Okay. Now, but do you think it was dead because of that film in particular, or do you think it was dead for the time of day? Do you think people aren't? Because we'll talk about F9 and how many people were there and all of that. Yeah. But I mean, so like, what did you notice going in? Like, were people masked, not masked?
I don't think I have maybe seen a half dozen masks in public since the 30th.
Okay.
Like they're gone.
Yeah.
Nobody in the theater, as far as I could tell, was masked. Even working here at Tin Pan, I don't think I've seen a single one since the 30th.
Okay.
I've seen people walk in and then ask if they had to wear them, but nobody who has the option not to wear them is wearing them while watching them, while watching a movie. Yeah.
Now you still at Regal, you still have to reserve your seat.
Right.
And I don't think I don't believe there's still spacing.
No, so my best friend and I, we both have Regal Unlimited. And so, like, I was able to go in and get seat D9 and reserve it. Okay. And then 30 seconds later, he was able to go in and get D10.
Okay.
Whereas, like, a month ago, he would have had to get, like, D13 or 14.
Right.
We would have had to have 3 or 4 in between us.
And I think there were rows, too, that were
full blank. Yeah. I think you can have... I think it's at 100% capacity.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I have still... I was actually... Because I'm definitely going to go this weekend. I kind of want to go see... like 4 or 5 different movies just and have a full day of movie because I want to see Pig and I want to see the new Escape Room.
Okay.
And then the Anthony Bourdain movie. Mm-hmm. And then a couple really interesting things open on Friday as well. So I was thinking like just going and
doing more than a Triple Crown. I don't even know what that's called.
I don't. Yeah. I might do like 2 one day and then 3 the next day or something like that.
And if anyone stops you, just be like, Source.
Yeah.
Source Weekly.
Yeah. Well, I have Regal Unlimited, so I literally can just book them all in advance.
In advance.
Yeah,
you still have to book them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You just the only thing you can't do with Regal Unlimited is you can't book a movie that plays like at the same time as another movie. Like if you were halfway through one and you thought it sucked and wanted to jump to a different one, you could book it that way.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, you can see as many movies per day as you want.
Space Jam.
Yeah, yeah. I watched it already on HBO.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I that was opening night for me, man. For real. I'm. You're not gonna have a movie with LeBron James and Looney Tunes and me not watch that opening.
Okay.
Like I was ready. Well. I was ready. And sexualized female rabbits. Like it's the entire like it's a checklist, man. Come on now.
Animated.
Yeah.
Sexualized female.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, which was actually nice. I was impressed because her character was way less sexualized in this one than she was in the first one.
Oh my god. The first one was just I can't even.
See, I was like 9 when it came out, so I was the right age for that shit, and I also grew up like obsessed with the Chicago Bulls, and watching every game Jordan made, every game he played. So for me, it was dead on. And this movie is probably a better movie. LeBron's definitely a better actor than Michael Jordan by a pretty wide margin.
Okay. Have you seen the Michael Jordan documentary?
The one that 6-part one.
His dad and all that.
I have not. Not.
That you got to watch that.
It's called The Last Dance, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't watched it. Is it? It's worth watching.
It's worth watching for sure. Did you see Black Widow at Regal?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I saw Black Widow.
Okay,
at Regal
I thought
as well.
so. Okay.
That's actually a funny story because I wanted to go see it because I hadn't seen a movie in Screen X in a year and a half. Mm-hmm. So got the tickets for Screen X, which for anyone who doesn't know or hasn't seen it, Screen X the auditorium is basically almost the size of the IMAX, except instead of it being a giant screen, the walls of the auditorium are white and they project onto the walls also. So it's like the sides of the movies are happening while you're watching the center. So it's like being on a ride. So we got about 25 minutes into Black Widow, and then we realized Screen X hasn't started yet. What's going on? And then I see somebody get up and walk out. And then about 5 minutes. So it's like a half an hour into the movie. And then an employee of Regal comes in and says, "Hey, we screwed up. We did not start the movie in Screen X. We can't just start it now. It has to start from the beginning."
Oh my God. So
we then had to restart Black Widow from the beginning after being a half an hour into it with Screen X working. and so then we get 5 more minutes in and it's still not working.
Okay.
And so then somebody behind me goes, "Just give us our money back." So eventually they restart it.
Okay.
But I watched the opening of Black Widow thrice before it actually, the movie actually happened.
Okay.
And then Screen X
annoying.
sucked. That's the last time I'm going to see a Screen X movie. It really does. Like, it pulls you out of the movie. It doesn't add to the experience.
Okay.
It pulls you out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, I kind of have those same feelings about IMAX and 3D.
Right.
I think it should be either or.
Oh, as opposed to IMAX 3D?
Unless it's animated.
Right,
okay?
right.
Unless it's animated. So like the Lorax
right.
or something like that.
Yeah,
like if it's animated, 3D, IMAX, fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's almost too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I've seen a better movie in 3D than Coraline. Like, to me, that was like the high watermark of 3D, and nothing's ever really kind of come close since.
I hope that they do that again.
Actually,
apparently,
I take it back. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was the best 3D
not Piranha
has
3D?
ever. That was so good.
Come on.
That was so good in 3D. Like, was that the one with the severed penis flying at the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
At you.
At you. A severed flying penis.
Yeah.
Anyone who hasn't seen that movie, it's still worth watching in 2D. But if you missed it on 3D,
man. Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance to see it in 3D.
Well. So let's talk about F9 at Regal real quick. Because that was, now to me, Black Widow, yes, but Black Widow also went to streaming.
Right.
And it went to Disney Premiere. So a lot of people paid that extra $30 to see it, whatever.
They did.
F9, I feel like, is more of, like, I haven't checked the box office numbers recently, but that to me was really like opening weekend, I feel like.
Right.
So
that was like, I think, because that was kind of the first big one that wasn't
streaming.
Also streaming on something too.
Yeah.
It was still it was very like cause I think I've seen, if not every Fast and the Furious movie in the theater, at least 7 or 8 of them. That was the first one that felt very reserved. Like, usually it's people hooting and hollering and laughing and a lot of woos.
Why.
It was pretty mellow. It was pretty mellow.
Why.
Yeah,
because it sucked.
It wasn't my favorite, but I still liked it better than 8. I liked it better than the last one.
Did you bring your family with you?
You know what? We make our own family, so I made my family at the theater.
Did you make your family?
Yeah. I was like, hey, are you my family, dude sitting next to me?
Were you like, hey, can we all be family?
Yeah. Hey, does everybody in here want to live their life a quarter mile at a time, just like I do? And they were like, yeah, we do. And I was like, perfect.
I mean, I'm sorry. I listened extensively to Film Spotting's review of F9.
Right.
It was like 2 hours, okay? Because they also went over, they went over all of them and their best moments and all of that, but they just railed on F9 so bad and talked about how bad John Cena was. And
he was terrible. He was really bad. And remember that movie? Was it called Sisters? The one with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
He played a drug dealer named Pazuzu, which I will always remember because that's the name of the demon from the Exorcist films.
Mm-hmm.
And he stole that movie with both hands. He was hysterical in that movie. Cena can be good. So I don't know. I think the problem here. Can we say spoilers? Because I want to. Talk about it.
Yeah. It's been a couple weeks.
The thing that they made the thing about the Fast and the Furious franchise is 90% of the people that have been villains in those movies end up being heroes eventually. They end up going good.
Okay.
The only one that hasn't is Charlize Theron. I think she's going to be the overall villain of the entire franchise.
Okay.
Cena, when they introduce him in the new one, they never really try to make him that bad. And so you kind of spend the whole movie being like, okay, now I'm waiting for you to turn good, as opposed to wondering if you're going to turn good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, yeah, he never worked. In my review I wrote for the paper, I said it's like he's always holding back a particularly nefarious poop. And I think that's like legit, he looks like he smells something bad the whole movie. He was really, really bad. But I mean, they brought Han back, which made me really happy because I feel like he was kind of the heart of the franchise there for a while. And
Okay.
the problem with 9,
Overall problem?
the overall problem with 9 is that the franchise needed the life and the charisma that The Rock and Jason Statham brought to the series. With the two of them gone, and with Brian dead in real life, with Paul Walker passed on, we now only have Vin Diesel to lead the franchise, and he has one note, and that note is gruff. Sure, Ludacris is fine, and Tyrese is fine. I thought Natalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones kind of stole the movie a little bit, but Vin Diesel does not have the charisma to lead $100 million
anything.
Yeah. Well, I see, but I love the Riddick movies because he's supposed to be that. He's
it's true.
A gruff killer,
Yeah,
But I mean, I see. I don't know. Like, I enjoyed sequences, but otherwise, yeah. I just
I mean,
the best thing.
Everything you've said is right.
Right.
The charisma's gone. Paul Walker is gone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think they have not been good since he's gone. Period.
Right.
And then of course The Rock but
they brought something to that it needed. But simultaneously, their spin-off movie, Hobbs and Shaw, of those characters, was way worse than this one or the last one.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I don't know. I don't know what the fix is. I will say though that having that moment in this one where Tyrese was surrounded by bad guys that all had higher ground. They're all firing automatic weapons at him, and he's blindly firing his. And then he looks around and sees, oh, I shot everyone. My jacket is literally covered in bullet holes, and I don't have a scratch on me. And then the rest of the movie, he has this moment like, are we invincible? Are we heroes? And like, that to me was like, this is where this franchise needs to go. It needs these people questioning, why is this our lives now? Why? Because like Tyrese even says, like, not only have we survived all this, but we don't even have scars from it. We've never been injured, let alone killed, you know? I don't know.
How did it feel as a movie critic, to be back in a theater watching?
Amazing.
Okay.
It felt amazing.
Okay. After more than a year and a half of writing from what you've been watching at home.
Right, exactly. Yeah. The last movie I saw in the theater before that was Tenet. When it was out for when theaters were reopened.
And you reviewed Tenet, right?
You
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the last. Okay. And you saw Baby Teeth here.
Yeah, I saw Baby Teeth here. And that was
those two, right?
The same period of time where Tenet played. And so it was like, I think I saw Baby Teeth, and then maybe like a week later I saw Tenet, and then a week or two after that theaters were closed. Again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
and I've had so many customers that have come in here just saying, my God, we're so happy you're here again.
Yeah.
That's been, to me, the most rewarding thing about working in here the last few weeks has been how many customers have come up and said, we're so happy that you're still open. We're so happy you're still here.
Yeah, we're so happy you're still here. Thank you for everything you did last year. And we haven't been in so long. We're so happy to be back.
Right.
And people are really, it seems like they're not bothered by sitting next to people.
No.
We haven't gotten a lot of questions about our cleaning practices, our HEPA filters, I think, our customers are little, they're kind of all over the place, but let's face it, they're older. They're, the majority are older, mostly vaccinated, probably just take things into precaution, or they're not even coming.
Right.
So
One
they're
or
not,
the other.
They're not coming, but for the most part,
Would you say you've noticed that our audience is skewing a little younger since we've reopened?
For sure.
Okay.
And I think that's why. I think that the older crowd, the retirees, are still not coming out.
Right.
And
right.
with this Delta variant and people still getting sick, I think they're still, not coming out. Because I'm seeing that in the alley too. So
yeah, this last weekend in the alley was dead. Was just absolutely dead. It was the most dead I've seen it since COVID.
Well, apparently last night, Tim's Tables, they came, they sat, they had concessions, they paid out halfway through, left.
No kidding.
Halfway through.
And that was
last night.
That was one of the romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. He took a picture, and I think maybe they thought it was going to be like a fun evening, like let's go watch an old comedy, and like eat our dinner, and then they were like, okay, we're done.
Right. Was it just one table?
I think there was 3.
Oh, and they all left halfway?
The entire audience left.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I wonder what the thought.
I don't know. Maybe they were all together and they were like, "Let's go to a bar."
Right.
So
right.
Let's go to Dogwood. So I don't know. But yeah, I was looking forward to a fuller evening last Friday. Unfortunately, and we can talk about those movies because I'd like to, because some of them are still playing. But it's okay. I had 2 people for Undine. I had 5 for Zola, and I had 1 for Werewolves. So it was one of those Friday nights where, you know what, I think people are still going out. They're going out to, while the weather's nice and hot, they're out on the river, they're sitting outside, I get it.
What's funny is you still had more people on Friday than I did on Saturday. Yeah. So I had nobody for Undine, and then I had 4 people for Zola, and then I think it was 4 again for Werewolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Sunday?
Sunday, maybe 6 people all day.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was another nobody showed up for Summer of '85. Okay. And then maybe and then 4 people for Zola.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very mellow, but also like after Werewolves Within ended on Saturday, it was like 11:30, 11:45. Closed up the theater and kind of walked through downtown, and nowhere was popping.
Yeah.
San Simone was mellow. It just something about this last weekend. I think people went so hard last weekend that the weekend before that they were like, man, we should take a weekend off.
Well, and the detours coming in from all over. So if you're coming up south from California, you're gonna have problems because of the bootleg fire. Mm-hmm. If you're coming from Salem or Eugene or even Portland, you're getting, it's kind of like you're gonna get here, but is it really worth it?
Right.
Like for how long? It takes 5 hours to get to the coast. 5 hours still, we're right in the middle here.
That's crazy.
So we are touristy still, very touristy, but it's mellow this year. It is mellow.
Yeah, it feels a little more mellow. Although last First Friday felt pretty insane.
Did you go downtown?
I was working. I was working here, and just when I grabbed a bite to eat, like there were thousands of people everywhere.
Okay.
And it's interesting too because there's a weird balance between it feeling like tensions are running high, while also everything feeling like everyone is happy to be a part of humanity again. So it doesn't seem like anything is mellow. It seems like everything is an extreme. Everybody's either angry or I've seen so many fights. I've seen just a lot of really intense stuff, or I've seen I love you so much. There's no just going to have an evening kind of by yourself or whatever.
Yeah, we've had some situations here that we've had to couple things here that we've had to involve the police, downtown police. And I think you're right. I think people are drinking more. I think that people are just, like you said, out more. Summer always I mean, people who haven't been out, they don't know how to socialize.
Right.
They don't know how to, it's like if I came up and I was standing in a line for a bar, for example, what if the person in front of me wanted me to be 6 feet away from them?
Right.
And I'm all like,
right.
And they're like, people are like, still like, back off. Like,
Right.
I don't want you breathing on me still.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, I mean,
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, you gotta, I don't know. Everybody's still on edge. Everybody's still like,
they're still
still having the vaccine debate, still having the mask debate, still having the, so you're either avoiding places or you're not.
Yeah. That's
fights in the grocery store.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's really insane. It does kind of feel the one thing I think is interesting too that makes that it's the thing that's kind of reminding me that things aren't back to normal yet is the fact that so many businesses are closed on Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays or whatever because there's no staff. That's I met my friend for a drink on Sunday, and it was like Sunday at 8:00. I get things closed early on Sundays, but
they're like, bye.
It was literally like downtown was closed 8:00 on Sunday, and it was because there was no one to work.
And we can, and there, like places can just close now. And then you go to like some restaurants. We were at Dang's the other night.
Mm-hmm.
They were turning people away.
Oh,
that was not happening last year
because of how busy they were. Oh wow,
and it's small.
Okay.
That place is small. There's 10 tables, so
right.
It's kind of this either or situation.
Yeah.
That night that Tim had a full house for werewolves. The guy in the far, so he was in the last row there, and then the guy there was it was full. So the guy in row 5 was talking the whole movie, talking. This guy in row 3 was like, "Can you shut up? Can you stop talking?"
Yeah.
Nope, kept talking. So
is he talking to himself or to somebody that was with him?
Like, there's people who talk through movies and they laugh and they're just and so it wasn't during, but it was after when lights were up, because Tim stood up during the movie and was staring at the guy like, "Shut up."
Right.
And that's what I do. When someone's talking in here, I stand up and I stare them down.
Right. Yeah.
And usually, 9 times out of 10,
they
shut up.
Yeah.
But didn't happen. So after the movie, when the lights went up, the guy was like, "Dude, what was your problem?" basically, and confronted him after the movie. And it got a little heated, and Tim had to get up and was like, whoa. It's all cool, guys. Let's move on out.
Right.
So,
I think that's really what it is we almost are having to retrain ourselves to like exist in society again. But you know what? Simultaneously, though, even back when pre-COVID, like doesn't matter. People still kind of act like certain places are their living room. Yeah. And they don't really have respect for other people in public places. Yeah. And that's always been a thing. Yeah. It really has.
Even on the road.
Sure.
People are just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I went on a road trip, and people are just like, everybody's out. They're big trailers and just driving just everywhere is nuts right now. Yeah. So I think you're right. I think that movie theaters, restaurants, bars, parks,
right.
Everyone just doesn't know how to act yet. Schools, grocery stores.
Grocery stores are weird now. It's almost like because I will never, for me, and I know this is, a sign of what, Western world privilege or whatever, but I'll tell you what, in February/March of last year, going into the grocery store and being like, I can't buy toilet paper and I can't buy rice and I can't buy pasta. Like, that was new for me. That had never happened in my lifetime. So I think that there's a part of our brains now us Oregonians or whatever that are like, oh, all like the shelves could be bare one day, and then what do I do?
Right.
And
Right.
so everybody's kind of a little more like, fuck you, I'm getting this rice.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of that.
Limit 2? I don't think so.
Right, right. This is America.
Yeah. Well, and
You
what
ain't
if we
limiting
can't?
nothing.
And we're used to not being able to like here in Central Oregon, not get out for certain things, So
Right.
like if there's fires or sno or whatever,
Right,
and like,
right.
oh wait, there's not civil unrest so much like Portland, where people are just like, oh, I'm good. I'm gonna stay away from downtown for a while.
I literally have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is that hoarder mentality a little bit, still, and I don't know. I don't feel like like you said, it's not 100% back to normal, and I think it's still going to take a while.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to go to a movie theater. I'm going to go to Regal. I'm going to go.
So you still haven't gone? You still haven't gone to Regal yet?
I haven't. And
is there like a certain movie that you're waiting for?
I don't know. I kind of want to talk about that because, I used to go a lot by myself. I used to go, I take the kids, obviously, I've done IMAX dates, things like that. But I kind of want to talk about, what's coming up and what we should be excited for.
Yeah.
What we should see in the theater versus streaming, because honestly, I'm not sure if I'll ever see a Disney film again because you can watch it. And my TV is half the size of this screen.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
okay.
Being able to just
and pay the extra $20 is still cheaper than going to see it in the theater.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So, I'm not, So yeah, let's talk about what's coming up this year, excluding the Green Knight. Well, we could talk about the Green Knight.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Undine and Zola and Werewolves.
Yeah, definitely.
So being the programmer for the Tin Pan currently, what attracted you to Undine?
So Christian Petzold, the guy that directed it, his last two movies, Transit and and Phoenix. We played both of those here.
Yes.
And he has this really interesting style where he takes a plot idea that is kind of like either thrillery or fantasy or something that requires a heightened reality, and then shoots them matter-of-factly. So the idea with Transit was that it's Nazi-occupied France, but it takes place in modern times.
Right.
So it's still got that like heightened dialogue, but it's So Undine, I kind of wanted to see. Because the trailer kind of made it look to me like something along the lines of The Shape of Water, and so
it was very much about water.
Yeah. And so I was like, what would Christian Petzold's style look like on a Guillermo del Toro movie? It was kind of what was in my brain, and that's.
Did you think it was going to be scarier?
No, I didn't think it was going to be
a horror, like not horror, thriller, more of a thriller.
I didn't. I did, however, think it was going to be more of a fantasy. Okay. I did not expect it to be so like rooted in the real world as it was, because there really are only a few moments in that movie that feel like like that you're watching a fantasy, and they're few and far between. But the tone of the film is so consistent that when the heightened fantasy aspects come in, it's mesmerizing.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the main reason. Is it's the kind of movie that we play here.
It
just
really
felt.
Is. And I think those who saw it, really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I think that, like we've been talking about, it's kind of. I think we have to read more about what people need right now.
Right.
What do we need? We need more movies like Werewolves Within.
Right. Yeah,
which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's really funny. Thank you for bringing that in here.
Yeah.
We're trying out we're a little bit of an experiment right now with these later films.
Yeah.
And talk about differences because had this been last summer, we may not have to deal with the noise outside.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But because of last summer, we have, of course, shut down our alley at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Tables come outside. There's a whole seating area outside, which has, I'm so glad for restaurants that have, doubled their revenue or gotten more, more customers. It is an option, It is taking up parking downtown, which is annoying.
Well, I would like to know what the rationale is behind which places get to continue having parking lot seating as opposed to which places had to put their stuff back inside.
Yeah. Like Deschutes Brewery, they had just built theirs when everything was like, nope, inside, back inside.
But they get to have it year round now.
10 parking spots?
Yeah, 10 parking spots downtown. But also like sidelines? Like how in the world does sidelines get to have like 6 parking spots belong to them now?
Exactly.
It's fucking sidelines. Come on. Don't get me wrong. I like me some sidelines.
But I'd like to park in front,
But
too.
I'd also like to, especially now that it costs $1 an hour to park in the parking garage. Mm-hmm. They're literally making it to where it's almost literally like the city of Bend is looking at downtown and saying, "Oh, are you a worker that works downtown? Eat my shit.
Yeah.
Eat my shit, worker of Bend.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Pay us to work.
Pay us to work.
Mm-hmm. Bend workers.
Yeah. Or go move your car every 2 hours.
Yeah. I think
I'm about to have to do.
I love it. It makes me want to get in a fight. That Diamond Parking is literally like family owned and operated, and I'm like, well, your family's a bunch of pieces of shit. Diamond Parking. Your family can eat a butt.
And there's 2 ways to pay, by the way. You
God.
have to go first floor and pay.
Yeah.
Or you have to take a picture, do it through the app. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. If you want me to pay, you're gonna make it easy for me to pay, or you're not getting $1. The fact that you can't drive out of the parking garage and pay at the machine that's there is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Nope. So you're saying, okay, we're talking about our audience.
Right? Yeah.
You're telling me that some retirees, they're going to go through, okay, so they're going to go in, they're going to go, oh, we have to pay for parking. Okay, to go see a movie and have dinner tonight.
Right.
Get my little ticket, and it tells you, right there. But, when are you going to read that? They're going to go park. And then they're going to come back and they're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. We have to go pay on the first floor? Like,
which first floor? There's 3 exits to this parking garage.
They don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's why we're losing our older audience.
Yeah, they literally don't want to deal with it.
They don't want to deal with it. And when they drive down Bond and Wall and they see that they cannot park, they're done.
Yeah, no.
They'll probably go to Regal.
Yeah, it's the city of Bend saying, we don't give a shit. We just want your money. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's all it is.
Yeah. So I think that has cut our audience big time.
Yeah, I read a really nasty editorial about the city of Bend in last week's Source. I'm pretty proud of it. I ended it by saying, Charlie Thiel, who is he owns. I did a story on Open Space.
Okay.
And
where you go?
It was really, really awesome because I interviewed him, and the final quote, and I put it as the final quote in the whole story, was him saying like, I put my blood, sweat, and money into this place, and I want the city of Bend to finally like treat business owners like they deserve to be treated. Like that was a paraphrase for sure, but like him saying that allowed me to go, yeah. Screw you, City of Bend, like to wrap it up. And I was so proud of getting that quote.
Where is everybody parking?
Yeah, I'm serious. Where is everybody
parking?
Because the parking garage is never full. It's not.
This is not fair to businesses downtown.
No.
Where are they parking? I mean, maybe down at Crow's Commons or Franklin, but still, it's very limited.
And it's a lot of people. I know a lot of people who work downtown that end up parking because the Diamond parking, they stop ticketing you at the library. And so if you park anywhere past the library, you can park there all day long.
Okay.
You know, and so in all those neighborhoods, you can park along those streets too.
At the library too?
It's like where the
admin building is?
where the admin building is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well,
I do think it's affected business too. I think people in their 60s or 70s
not going to deal with it.
Don't, especially when it's been a parking garage that you could park in for the last 15, 12 years for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no reason. It feels like we got penalized for COVID. It's like the city's like, well, we lost so much money, from people not doing anything that now we're going to tax people to live here.
We still paid our taxes.
Yeah.
We still paid our sewer bill. We still paid still property taxes. Yeah. I mean, nobody really lost their homes last year. They were buying homes last year because of the interest rates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to say that I really feel that is a big part of why we have been slow.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Parking garage, right directly across from us, and people are not willing to pay.
No, not a.
And I don't think they know, so that 4:00 movie.
Right.
Okay, 4:00 movie. You park at 3:45 to come in 3:30.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me I have to leave the theater to go move my car?
Right. Well, and on top of that, up until a couple years ago, it was 3 hours, and then it became 2 hours. Which
that's right.
Yeah. Which is another way for the city to just be like, you know what?
$12.
We don't care. $12
for this hour.
Yeah. Give us your money now.
Yeah.
Like, we're taxing you to even exist downtown. It's awful.
This is a problem.
They should feel bad.
We might have to send in our fearless leader to a city council.
Yeah, meeting. I think the city manager should feel like shit when he goes to bed at night.
Yeah. Well, I will say, for those of you who are coming out, thank you so much for supporting us.
Because we realize it's not as easy to come see a movie here
as
it used to be.
Yeah. We have obviously, I've been thinking about this for a long time, but I mean, it's like, maybe, I don't know. I'd like to know where everybody's parking.
I would too. I really would.
Yeah.
I really would.
But, we are going to continue to program movies that matter.
Definitely.
Foreign films, documentaries. We haven't had a good doc in a while.
We have one opening on Friday.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
It's called The Loneliest Whale, and it's about this whale that his whale song only could exist on a certain sound decibel, so no other whales could hear it. So he literally spent like a decade just swimming out in the ocean by himself. Mm-hmm. And so the whole movie, it's kind of like a treasure hunt movie, kind of, where it's this group of scientists who they start following. I believe he's called the 52 hertz whale, who start following this sound level to try to.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you?
It's literally like, hey, we're tired of you being alone.
Yeah, where are you?
Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. It's really intense. It's really funny.
Okay.
There's some moments in it. There's also, it's not, I wouldn't say it's as brutally graphic as Blackfish is or anything, but there's some rough whale stuff in it.
Because they do a history of basically the blue whale, I believe, almost becoming extinct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
then go ahead, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was just going to say, and then for people who also really liked Truffle Hunters, we have kind of the inverse of Truffle Hunters called Pig, which is Nicolas Cage is a dude living in the wilds of Portland, basically outside Portland, the forest, with his truffle pig, and his truffle pig gets kidnapped. And so he goes on a leg-breaking revenge spree through the upper crust restaurant world of Portland, looking for his pig.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's literally picture the backstory and the world building of John Wick, where it's entire secret society of hitmen who give each other coins to it's that style of I was deep in the restaurant business. like I'm here. Let me do my best Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, please.
I was deep in the restaurant business, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. And then I went in the woods and went crazy. Yeah, because he goes. Yeah, he gets. Yeah. Have you seen Vampire's Kiss, by the way?
Yeah.
I just watched that recently.
Okay. Well, so I have a funny story about Nicolas Cage. So Shadow of a Vampire.
Yeah.
Okay. So he produced that.
Right.
Willem Dafoe was in it, who looks like a vampire, and was in it. I was at the premiere for it at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood, and I was getting, there was like a little food table buffet kind of thing, and I got my food, and I was just like having a good time, kind of walking backwards, looking, and then all of a sudden I just like hit somebody behind me, and I turned around. It was Nicolas Cage.
Nice.
It was Nicolas Coppola.
Damn. You're like, hey, Nikki.
I'm so sorry, but I love you so much.
Yeah,
oh my God. Yeah, Raising Arizona. Anyway, I love Nick Cage.
Me
I
too.
will always love Nick Cage.
Pig is honestly the best he's been in years. Like, he's very, very,
he was
very
so good at Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like he will, I don't know. I just think he can do it all. I would like him to gracefully get older and do some more movies like Pig, and I'm excited still to see what he's got his little person.
This one feels like him going subtle again. Like it's quiet and reserved, and he does most of it on his face and not his. He doesn't go real big.
Best worst Nicolas Cage movie.
Zandalee. Oh. Although I really love Kiss of Death because he gained like 50 or 60 pounds of muscle for it, and the other great over actor of his generation is
Jared Leto.
David Caruso. So you got David Caruso and Nicolas Cage going against each other, and you're just like,
that's right.
You're just like,
poor David Caruso.
Yeah.
Poor David Caruso.
I mean, it sounds like it was his own fault.
It really.
Like the guy was just an asshole.
And not very attractive at all.
Right.
And also not a good actor. I'm sorry.
It's hard to root for a ginger.
I mean, Ed Sheeran, who's also not attractive, at least is talented.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran looks like a boil.
Yeah, when he was in Game of Thrones, I was like, why?
Yeah,
why?
Like, that's as bad as Tarantino showing up in Django. Just pulled me right out.
Yeah.
Pulled me right out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, there's Kiss of Death. That's a bad.
It's a real bad one.
That's a terrible one.
It's fun. It's fun to watch. Zandalee though was an erotic thriller, and so it was like Nicolas Cage trying to be all sexy, showing some side dong, and it's never good. Nicolas Cage side dong is never good.
So his brother Christopher Coppola.
Yeah.
Did you know that Nicolas Cage is actually a Coppola? Sam. Okay. So, do you know who Francis Ford Coppola is?
It's who directed The Godfather.
The Godfather. Okay.
Yeah.
You know who Sofia Coppola is? They're cousins. So Francis Ford Coppola's brother is Nicolas Cage's dad. No. Is that right?
It is right, yeah.
Okay. There's three.
Yeah.
Because Sophia, yeah. Anyway, there's a whole. Just look up Nicolas Cage is his stage name. Yes. No, I don't know why he did that.
Why he did what?
I don't know why he changed his name to.
He wanted to get into the movie business without using the Coppola name. Is what he says. I mean,
is that his?
Yeah, that's his whole thing is like I wanted to do this on my own merits and not as a Coppola.
Okay. Which, yeah. So, and, poor Nicholas, he's gotten, he's just, that's why I say best worst. Face Off.
I think, yeah, but Face Off is like great. Like, I don't know. Can we, like, that's a classic. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Ghost Rider 2 is even more. Because I remember Ghost Rider 2, the other main hero in that movie is Idris Elba. And so you're just like, why would you put somebody so much better than Nicolas Cage in this Nicolas Cage movie and have him be more badass than Nicolas Cage too? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I would say the best performance of Nicolas Cage's career is Adaptation by a wide margin.
100%. Softy.
So good.
Anyway, so his brother Christopher will be joining us for the BendFilm Festival.
Heck yeah.
And we're very excited about that. Very excited about that. So, yeah, so he is coming.
Yeah, that'll be great.
And he will be involved, and we will have more information about that. We'll be talking about the festival quite a bit coming up on some of our more episodes. Looking forward to the Green Knight.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Green Knight. I can't wait.
I can't. I'm excited. We're gonna.
So Regal gets it.
Yeah.
2 weeks before we do.
Yeah.
They were gonna get it 3 weeks before, and I talked them down to 2 weeks. That's as good as I could do.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go see it at Regal before, so that way I'm like,
you should.
Yeah,
you
I want to
absolutely should. You 100% should.
Because that way, are you ready for my strategy? Because that way I will have seen it, so then I can write the review and have it come out before it opens.
I hope you're not listening, Source Weekly, about that sneaky plot.
I mean, it's a pretty good plot. What am I supposed to have morals?
Yeah. So under your review, are you going to put showing it tin pan only?
Yeah, dude, yeah, I swear, dude, it's so funny in the film shorts where I write the little blurbs for everything that's playing.
Yeah.
Like a few weeks ago, Pig opened at Regal, and so I wrote the little mini review of Pig, and I was like, now playing at Regal's Old Mill 16, coming soon to Tin Pan Theater, right below it, just to remind people, hey, if you want to wait, you can, and watch it with us.
Yeah.
Because people do that. We get asked that a lot. Hey,
That's
are you going to get this?
That's okay. Free solo.
Yeah.
We packed the freaking house.
Oh, yeah.
Every night.
Right.
And it even went back to Regal.
Totally.
And we still packed it.
Yeah.
So I had on New Year's Eve 3 years ago now, Foxy had a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked, actually. Believe it or not.
Nice.
It was an early show. We got out of here. I mean, I was home by 8:30.
Oh, nice.
That's when we were doing early stuff.
Yeah, right.
I had 40 people in here.
Wow.
40.
Okay. That's crazy.
32.
4
seats. And one person standing.
Damn. All right.
Because he wanted to see it that bad. And I was like, okay, I'm just saying it's going to be totally different than IMAX.
Right.
But then the year after was Parasite.
Yeah,
same
thing,
deal. Same deal. So, I mean, we can pack it.
Well,
but the parking's going to get in the way.
Well, I mean, we've had Truffle Hunters for, I think, 9 weeks, maybe 10 weeks.
15 people coming.
Yeah, and we pretty much pack it every time we show it. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Well, Jared, it's been real.
Yeah. You know what I'm looking forward to seeing this weekend? Old. We've seen the trailer for Old.
Oh, yes. Oh, and 9 days. 9
days.
Oh
my God. 9 days. I'll tell you guys, 9 days by far is the best movie I've seen this year so far, by a wide margin. It is absolutely every frame, every line of dialogue, every performance is just flawless. Okay. And what's crazy is you watch the trailer and you're like, this is going to be super esoteric and kind of weird, and it's actually not. It's all, everybody says what they mean instead of it being you remind me of fingertips in the sun. Instead of shit like that, it's people being like, hey, how are you doing right now?
Yeah,
great.
It's not. It's not. The dialogue isn't poetic.
It's not trying to obfuscate.
Yeah.
It literally has a story it wants to tell and tells it concisely.
It's not smarter than the audience.
No, and it's not trying to be. But my God, it is
I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's honestly easily the best movie I've seen this year so far. I cannot wait for people.
Are you reviewing that one as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna review it too. I think we don't have it until August 6th, I believe.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to August.
Yeah, we've got. And then because the week after that is Green Knight. It goes 9 days and then Green Knight, which is just gonna be amazing.
Well, we cannot fix the parking situation for you all. However, please try to figure it out and get in here.
Yeah. Or send a letter to your local representative in Bend saying, why is downtown Bend being penalized for having stayed like here? Like, well, like, why are they being penalized for surviving?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sally Russell.
Yeah.
The city manager. City council.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Anyone you can.
Anyone you can.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well.
We would never say to have those letters be rude, but if they were a little rude, maybe they'll.
To the point.
Yeah, yeah. Be concise.
We are losing customers.
Yeah, yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So.
Big time. But it's also funny because if we were a bigger city, it would be $30 a day. And it is only $1 an hour to park, which is cheap, right? Like in comparison to Portland or something like that. But it's still like it shouldn't. We don't have the same amount of parking as Portland does. We don't have. Yeah, it's.
So if we if we fill up the parking garage,
right.
Where are you going to park?
Right, then where are you actually where are you going to park?
Actually, where are you going to park? So people who are like, oh yeah, I totally know how to do this. First floor, pay, okay, I'm good. I've done this before, I'm good. I pay on my app, on my phone, you know? Yeah. Where is everybody else going to park?
Right, exactly.
So
no way. They're going to go home.
They're going to go home.
Or
they're going to get frustrated,
Regal.
and they're going to go home. Yeah. So
exactly.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Remember to visit tinpantheater.com. Also, BendFilm Festival.org to see everything that's coming up. And when you get to our site and there's something that you like, click on the poster, and below it you'll see the dates and times. You'll click on that and you'll pick your seat, and we will see you when you get here, and when we get here. And we're so excited that you're still supporting us. Yeah, we really appreciate it. We couldn't have done it without you guys. Yep. Thank you so much. This has been Tin Pan Podcast. I'm Chick on Flick. I'm Jared Rossi. Bye-bye. Bye.